Okay. Well, you know, it's a little bit annoying when the Blazers are kind of making a comeback and then they decide, yeah, we're just gonna bench Avdia for the rest of the game. That's funny as hell. You're not slick, Chauncey Billups. Good job though. You probably did the right thing tonight. Obviously the Bulls are not gonna go ahead and do that because they're the Bulls, but good job, Blazers. They honestly completed their job. They're not gonna get fined by the league, and they successfully lost this game. So yeah, good job overall, Blazers. That's very funny to watch. So of course it'll go under the radar because it's not gonna be talked about. Avdia played like 37 minutes or whatever, so it's just funny to me just to see this right now from the rest of the NBA, and yet the Bulls are just like, yeah, we're still just gonna win. So 35th win in the season for the Bulls. So you know, they're 4 past what my prediction was at the start of the season. I predicted 31 wins. Obviously a lot of games to go here, and we should be winning most of them. So we'll see where this Bulls team lands with the overall win column. But with this win, for someone like me who's officially watching the standings, I mean, I think the Bulls have solidified themselves is that they're going to be above the Trailblazers. I believe San Antonio also lost tonight, if I'm not mistaken, or they're currently losing. But yeah, they've just barely lost. That's really annoying. So Bulls are kind of stuck here in terms of like where they're going to be ending up in the overall draft standings. I honestly wanted the Bulls to lose this one. Like, go ahead and play well. Just find a way to lose it. And they're just like, oh, no, we're not going to do that. So, all right, I'll officially stop talking about that from here on out because now I just think it's done. It's done and dusted. So, we won't talk about that anymore. But in terms of this game, bro, the overall, man, the beginning of this game was so sloppy by both teams. Blazers coming off a back-to-back here. They're at second game of back-to-back. So, like, I wasn't too shocked by their overall kind of, like, maybe, like, tired legs or just, they just didn't have, like, the overall lift that they needed on some of their shots. But I was really just, like, what is going on with the sloppiness to start this one? And it wasn't just turnovers, right? It was missed shots that were just awful shots to take. Missed easy looks, but then people are trying to make dunks and they absolutely fail a dunk at the beginning, Kevin Huerter specifically. And it's just like, I don't know what's happening in this one, but the Bulls just were like, yeah, we're going to come out and be very sloppy with the basketball. And really neither team played a really good first half. Blazers decided not to score in that second quarter when they had many chances to. Blazers had 115 shots to the Bulls 87. So mathematically, the Blazers should have just won this one, and they almost did at the very end. But yeah, I was just like, what is happening in this one? This is just a weird game at the beginning. Bulls then clearly had the better legs after in the second half. That third quarter was much better overall. They got out and ran much better. And they also just decided to like not turn it over as often. But the turnovers, man, this team just like. I want to see this team, you know, go ahead and play well and try to continue playing the right way. But like, I understand if you're going to be playing fast, there are going to be turnovers. It's just the reality of playing fast. But some of these turnovers, man, we're going to have to talk about a few of them because it's just so bad. There are certain players that I was tweeting about in the middle of the game that I think need to stop handling the basketball. And I've been kind of adamant that, like, they shouldn't really be touching the basketball that often anyway. But especially on a fast break opportunity, you should not be the ones, you know, running up the court and trying to, you know, create shots in transition or trying to draw defense, etc., etc. They just can't. They're not capable of doing such a thing. So, really, just overall, I think, unfortunately, the way I look at this one, if you're like wondering how I look at this game, I don't think this was that great of a game by the Bulls. I think the first half was just like, what the hell are we doing? There's a lot of just bad, sloppy play. The second half, I think that the third quarter was obviously the big thing, but that fourth quarter wasn't great by the Bulls either. So I think they kind of tripped their way into a victory here. Also, the Blazers wanted to lose this one, clearly. They benched Avdia with the last 3 minutes. So they wanted to lose this one, so good job by them. But the Bulls kind of tripped their way into this victory. So good job overall, I guess. You still hit the 25 assist mark. you know, you had 8 blocks tonight, and 2 of them were by Buzelis, which was very impressive on those 2. You continued to play with pace, but he had 17 turnovers there, which is god-awful. You didn't get to the 33s attempted mark. And the Blazers got up 115 shots. You gave up 19 offensive rebounds tonight, and you won the game. So I think this is honestly an absolute trip into a victory. You know, people that are going to, that want, every win possible, they'll gladly take this one. I'm a little bit annoyed personally because I'm like, I wish the Blazers would have won this game. I honestly think the Bulls winning this one does not really help them at all in any sense. But losing this would have helped them. So I personally am a little bit annoyed by that, but that has been less of the talk when it comes to the standings with the Bulls in terms of the Tankathon. So that is that. Shout out to Vooch for playing a pretty solid game from start to finish. He missed some gimmies at the end, but he played a really solid game from start to finish. Kobe is back to himself again with his player of the month status, so good job there. Buzelis had the 2 blocks early, and I was really just impressed with those 2 blocks. He had a block on Klingon, and then he had that block on Avdia that was extremely impressive. Buzelis just in general looks really good, and double tonight, career high 10 rebounds tonight, so congratulations to him for making that achievement. And I think we're hopefully, as we're heading to the last couple of games of the season here, we're seeing what Buzelis can become as an NBA player. And so unfortunately he didn't get any more of these stats, but in the last 3 games for Buzelis, he has now had 7 blocks and 5 steals. So in the last 3 games, this includes the Thunder game as well, which was an absolute tragedy for the Bulls. Buzelis has 7 blocks and 5 steals, which is fantastic. So I hope that keeps continuing for him for the rest of the season, and then head into the off season with that, kind of thinking about that and building off of that moving forward. So really good job there. Josh Giddey got his triple-double. I'm not going to lie, I don't think this was a good game from Giddey either. I know a lot of people are going to be like, hey, good job, but 19 rebounds, which is obviously that's the part where it's really impressive. But there are a lot of, especially early on from Giddey, I'm just like, bro, you got to make some of these shots, bro. And 4-13 from the field. He got to the free throw line, so that was saving grace. But I genuinely believe this was a trip into a victory by the Bulls tonight. So interesting overall game. The defense tonight, I don't really think was that good. I think the defense really wasn't that amazing, but the Blazers shot 38% from the field. So again, second year of a back-to-back for the Blazers at the end of the day. Interesting overall stuff in this one. So we'll recap this game a little bit. I might do some film breakdown. I'm trying to avoid copyrights, though. It's getting pretty bad as we come to the end of the season, so we'll see about that. We're going to also talk about Lonzo Ball's injury yet again. He was, there was talks about him returning tonight, and, he's just not going to return, it feels like, and I would just personally shut him down for the rest of the season, but the Bulls won't do it. We'll see, though, if Ball does end up actually coming back. Trey Jones is also probably out for the rest of the season, so we'll talk about that. Talk about his contract, because he's going to be unrestricted free agent at the end of this season. So the Bulls have to make a decision on him, and unfortunately, he's probably going to miss the last, 3 weeks of the season. So that's kind of disappointing to see for Trey Jones, and it's hard for the Bulls to kind of evaluate him, but maybe it'll help them keep him. We're going to have to talk about Patrick Williams again tonight. I'm so sorry to all the Patrick Williams stands, but it's just, I don't know how many of them are out there at this point, but we have to talk about him. But yeah, interesting overall game tonight, and I'm a little bit annoyed with how this one went, but you know what? For all the people that celebrate victories, congratulations. You did a decent, you got your wish tonight, man. This might go. I mean, bro, I'm looking forward to this guy, man, for the future. That double clutch dunk was insane. I was just like, I cannot believe you made that dunk. You got absolutely slapped in the face and on the shoulder, and you made that dunk with the double clutch and won. That was incredible. We saw him get more active on the rebounds tonight, which, granted, the Blazers missed a ton of shots, so I would hope that everyone had rebounds tonight, and he was part of that equation, so good job there. But man, there are some people tweeting about how Buzelis is probably the Bulls' best defender. I've been kind of saying that all season long, but I mean, he had to guard Denny Avdia tonight, and Avdia definitely got him throughout this game. But we also saw Buzelis do a really good job against Avdia during some moments. So I'm that sort of stuff is, I take that in. I'm like, hey, I'm really appreciative of you going after a guy right now that's playing incredible basketball. He still put up 37, but we saw some really good defensive moments just individually from Buzelis. There's definitely one play I would like to show you guys that I'm like, hey, if he's able to do this consistently from here on out, we're talking about elite impact on both ends of the floor. And so I'm super excited, man. That game was really awesome from Buzelis, and it wasn't even him scoring. It was just everything else that we ask of him, is that he's running in transition, he's passing it pretty well, he's moving effectively within the offense, and he's deciding to drive baseline or shoot the three-point shot in the corner correctly. No catch and think, right? He's not catching and thinking. He's either launching the three-point shot when he's open, or we saw him on that the double clutch dunk where he just drives hard to the basket after a little fake and not even think about it, right? Everything about that is just what I want to see. So I'm extremely happy for him, and just to see this little kind of spurt at the end, because we were really concerned that he was hitting like the rookie wall, and it just might not be, you know, we might really not see him too much for the rest of the season. But this has been a pleasant surprise, so I'm hoping that this continues for him, man. It would be awesome just to see him head into the offseason with this kind of just these recent games being played like this. So I'm really happy for him. Bench really wasn't much of a factor. THT, yet again, I feel like he, like, as much as people don't like him, and I'm also like, there's moments when he's out there, I'm annoyed as hell with what he does, but he's performing. Like, I have to say it again, where I'm just like as much as I don't, there's just moments of THT where I'm like, I want him bench. He's at least performing. Like, there's just guys on this basketball team right now that just don't perform. And THT, at least in the last 3 games, has performed. So as much as I want to, you know, hate on him and et cetera, I mean, the Bulls are down a couple of guys right now, and it's like, all right, I mean, you got to call on THT, and he's coming out and doing his thing. So I think that we have to give him his credit where it's due. Doesn't really make much sense right now, because it's just like, well, where was this earlier? But he's at least performing, unlike some other people right now. Those things is predicting even Sixers to be crap. I mean, yeah, it's just I'm just annoyed by it. But you know what, Bulls fans right now, it's so interesting watching the Twitter world with Bulls fans, because you see how many Bulls fans right now are saying that these wins are like phenomenal for this team, and moving forward, this team is, if they can win both playing games and then, you know, get swept by Cleveland, it's like, oh my god, like, you did such a great job. And I'm like, okay, listen, bro, as much as we want to think that that's a good decision, I'm just so against it. I really would have liked the Bulls to lose this one, just to really give us a better shot at getting like the 9th overall draft pick this upcoming draft. But and again, you would increase your odds of jumping into the top 4 by like 5%. I don't know what the percentage was, but it was at least a decent chunk. So I just would have liked to have seen it, but you know, we're not gonna get it with this Bulls team and this organization. But yeah, I'm very much like, we need to lose the play-in. As much as Bulls fans want to just be like, hey, we're gonna win against Miami, and then we're gonna go and win against Orlando or Atlanta, which I don't know if that's really gonna happen, but let's say we do go and do it. I just don't know where it helps us at all. I'm sorry, it just doesn't help this team. A lot of people want to talk about playoff experience. I don't really think good playoff experience is getting beaten down by either the Celtics or the Cavs, which most likely at this point is gonna be the Cavs in the first round. Like, you're not gonna get good playoff experience. Hell, you're probably not gonna be able to play all 48 minutes in these games. So I really don't like the idea of it, but I know a lot of Bulls fans are always just gonna be against that. So they're like, hey, how dare you embrace the tank? I'm not pro tank. I'm just saying that, hey, you need to put yourself in the best position possible to go get some more young talent, and you're actively hurting yourself by winning both playing games. So you know, the Blazers made a business decision tonight by benching Denny Avdia to help them not win this game, and I think they made the right decision. So at the end of the day, you can kind of tell where certain organizations are in terms of where they think their young talent lies and what their priorities are. So interesting parts. Side point, Rockets beat OKC by starting the double big lineup. That's crazy. I did look at the overall box score and stuff like that, so I'm very shocked by it. I thought OKC was going to go out and just win the rest of their games, but Houston might be legit, which would be awesome to see. If it means I'm not sure other teams can replicate that, has me feeling they might actually be contenders now approaching the realm of OKC, Cavs, and Celtics there. I mean, the only other team that can really replicate them is the Cavs, right, with the double bigs. But yeah, I see what you're saying. You know, I picked OKC versus GSW as my ideal conference finals. I think that'd be ideal. I would like to see that. Thought this game was one thing. I think it is helping Kobe in my mind. He is actually running back since All-Star break for transition defense. I think Kobe overall just, like, there was some bad moments defensively by Kobe tonight, just kind of individual basis, but I think he's actually, especially in the zone, he's done a much better job when he's just his overall awareness, and yeah, he is running back on defense. I think the overall team is doing decent too. But yeah, I really do think Kobe, in terms of his defensive level, has been better, and just kind of all across the board. I appreciate him in the zone defense because he has to play at the top in the 2-3 zone, which is not ideal, but he has to do it. He's done a really decent job of it recently, and I think that's really good to see. And yeah, we saw him kind of make like that cornerback type play on that Avdia lob out to Shaden Sharp, and he was able to deflect it. So really good job, honestly, by Kobe. I think that the player of the month, you know, it's going to be interesting to look at because a lot of Bulls fans already kind of talked about how there have only been so many, like, there's only been so many players that have won player of the month that were never all-stars, right? The list is pretty slim. Bulls fans forgot about a few, but everyone's like, well, if you win player of the month, then you're most likely going to become an all-star at some point, which might be the case for Kobe. I'm still just kind of waiting and seeing with Kobe, which, you know, it's been really good since March, but the defensive side has to be kind of where it needs to be, like, right now. Like, it has to kind of stay here because any less is going to be problematic. So I'm really happy to see that he's kind of at least maybe figuring things out a little bit better on the defensive end, especially with the zone. The zone has just been much better from him recently, and I appreciate it. Free throws tonight were huge. He's getting to the line a lot, which is good. So yet again, just another game where he's not relying on a three-point shot, and he's putting up, you know, 30. So it might be there for Kobe. It might be consistent from here on out, but I'm a little bit hesitant still, unfortunately. Losing the D a good amount compared to before where he did nothing there. Yeah, and I obviously got any defensive level. This could be great. Play defensive boost all around, really help him, and Giddey, who assists and score off at heaps. Yeah. Yeah, I guess the bright spot is he was not playing well, but still offer rebounding, which is very important. I mean, I think Giddey's rebounding is very important. I also think that 19 rebounds is because the Blazers missed a ton of shots tonight. So, not discrediting Giddey's rebounding. I think he still gets double-digit rebounds tonight, but everyone's like, oh my god, 19 rebounds, what a game. I'm like, he shot 4-13 and had some pretty bad turnovers, and the defensive effort wasn't exactly great to start with. But sure, I mean, good game, I guess, triple-double. Like, this is not a good triple-double by Giddey, but I know a lot of people are going to be like, wow, look, another good triple-double. But this is the reason why with Giddey, I've been like, hey, at least if he's not scoring, which I need him to score more if he's going to be the main initiator, but if he's not scoring, at least he's giving you that, right? You know, the assists were also pretty nice tonight from him in terms of just finding guys. He didn't really create any open shots tonight for anybody, but he found a lot of the open guys, which is still very important, so I appreciate that from him. But again, if you're going to be having the ball this much, you can't go like this in terms of your overall shooting. So I think this reason why, like, moving forward with Giddey, I think that if he is in an off-ball role, I hope that he continues this level of rebounding and passing, because he's probably not going to be able to score as much as he's been scoring recently. But in terms of just if he's going to be the main ball handler, this is not good enough, unfortunately. As crazy as that sounds, it's just like triple-double Duncan. I'm like 4-13 shooting is just it's not good enough. I'm sorry. I crucified Kobe for shooting nights like this, and I'm gonna have to do it to Giddey as well. So I think this is just like, okay, I'm just gonna kind of just chalk it up as one game for Giddey, and I hope that the next game is gonna be fine. Because, you know, everyone against OKC, I'm just like, all right, that was a bad game for everybody. We're gonna keep that in mind, but it was a bad game for everybody. So I'm just like, okay, this one, I'm just gonna chalk it up as like, all right, it's one game. So, you know, next game you gotta go and be better. but again, 4-13 is unacceptable. It just can't happen. So and the reason why, if you're wondering why I'm saying that, is again because if he's gonna be the main guy, you can't be shooting like this. If he's gonna be playing more off ball, then like I can understand this sort of performance where you're getting more perimeter shots and you have to do your damage elsewhere, which is the rebounding, and then probably more in the defensive end. But this is a little bit concerning in terms of just like I understand the Blazers defense is like underrated, but they also just didn't have like Toumani Camara tonight, so it's kind of just like, I don't know, it's a little bit odd. So I'm hoping this is just one game and we'll move on from it. But this is kind of the reason why I'm saying I don't think Giddey's gonna be going out and scoring 25 consistently every night. So yeah, but again, good job rebounding. I appreciate that. It pushed the tempo really nicely in the second half, which is a big key factor to the win in that third quarter. So good job there. Blazers have a terrible offense. I mean, they're sort of like the Rockets in the sense of like how they offensive rebound and stuff. Bulls were getting killed on offensive glass yet again. I do think that again they're missing a few guys tonight, but their offense, it's been a little bit better recently. It's definitely not good. I will agree with that. I don't know if I call it terrible, but it's definitely not good. Yeah. Maybe Trey will make it out of his cheaper contract. I hope it's to be that way, but at the same time, it's kind of hard because it's like I want to see if Trey Jones is going to be playing this well for the rest of the season, and we don't know. So yeah, I guess people are just as ass as ever. Sadly, yeah, we have to talk about people tonight. Yeah, it's so funny. Someone was saying he needed more chances. Like every little chance he gets, he fumbles it. Bro, when Pat, like I made that tweet, and it just like when Pat made that initial turnover with his left hand. And it was just like he just lost it. Like the defender was just like, ooh, cookies, and just stole it from him. I made that tweet, and I know that there's some people that are very clearly Patrick Williams fans because I lost at least like 2 followers after that tweet. I'm just like, okay. But it's just so annoying because then Pat went out there and he had a wide open layup / dunk off like a Kobe White pass. And he decided to take a crab dribble. And if he because he dribbled once, he lost the ball and he almost turned it over. If he just didn't dribble and he just went up, then it should have been a layup, which I know that's also been a problem this season. But like everything with Pat right now, I watch him and I'm like, why do you dribble? Like every moment with Patrick Williams right now, I'm like, you need to just like have a no dribble rule on you. And every time you take a dribble in a game, that's like what I personally deem is unnecessary. Then like you need to be fined like $100 or something for like, or you got to pay like the team's dinner or something like that, because there's something with Pat right now that like he thinks in his head that he's like this like great player with the basketball or something, and I'm like, you can't dribble, you just can't. And the missed dunk also didn't help his case tonight. It's just like, you right now, I don't want you dribbling. Just if you go out there and you just decide to, I'm not going to dribble the basketball and I'm just going to shoot threes and I'm going to cut hard to the basket and hopefully get some points that way, I will be much happier as a person watching you and hoping that you'll actually kind of figure some things out moving forward than you trying to run a fast break opportunity when you're not ever going to finish that sort of opportunity, especially with your left hand. But you consistently lose the basketball, bro. I would much rather just give it to anybody else on this roster right now to run a fast break than you. So Pat is just like, he's making me lose my mind because I'm when I watch these sort of moments with Pat, and I'm like, why does this look like it's year 2 for him? Or, year 3, I guess, if you want to count active if it's that way. But it's like, bro, your dribbling ability, which we thought might improve, has just either has stayed the same, it's stagnated, or it's gotten worse. And I'm unfortunately, I'm done. Like I have no more patience when it comes to dribbling stuff, because I've been waiting just to see if like it would work out, and he just keeps having these moments where I'm like, that's unacceptable. That's an unacceptable turnover at this moment in time. That's an unacceptable decision when you try to go and make a layup with your left hand when you don't make layups at all this season. And then the one time he's actually able to dribble to the basket tonight, he misses the dunk, which honestly, you probably shouldn't have even tried to dunk it anyway because it was in traffic. It's just like every single decision you're making is wrong, and that's the problem. It's I can't defend you. I can't support you if you're every decision that I watch you make, and I'm looking at you, I'm like, why'd you make this decision? Like, I just can't do it. There's times where it's just like, hey, if you go and make like a right decision or just like a okay decision and it doesn't really go your way, I can live with it. Hey, if you miss a 3-point shot, or if you try to make it like a I don't know, like an educated gamble or something like that, like, fine. You know what? If it didn't work out for you, it's all right. But when you're making decisions that I'm just like, this is actively the wrong decision, and then you're going out there and still trying to make those actively wrong decisions because you think you're a better player than you are, I don't know, bro. It's just at this point now where I'm like, I can't. I'm done. I need you to not ever dribble the basketball. Anything else? Shoot it, catch and shoot it. Just go to the basket without the basketball and try to get, you know, layups or something off backdoor cuts. I don't care what it is. Honestly, just stay out of a fast break opportunity. But don't dribble. I want you to like, have a limiter of like 10 dribbles a game, and it all better be necessary dribbles. It better not be unnecessary dribbles. It better not be in transition. Like, just be no dribbles, bro. Because I honestly think that's gonna help you, and that's a problem that we're saying that. The fact that I have to say don't take a dribble, and I think it's gonna help you, that's problematic in itself. But at the very least, then I know you're not gonna go and dribble it off your foot, which you did in the middle of the paint today when you were wide open. So yeah, Pat, I'm sorry for my rant yet once again. I know that there's always gonna be Patrick Williams like stands and everything, and like, I'm sorry to be like this to your favorite player, which I don't know why he's your favorite player, but like, at the end of the day, it's just time to talk about it. Pat is clearly right now with the case with the way that other players are playing on this team, right? It's very clearly this is on him. As much as I want to blame Billy, which again, I'm not like the biggest Billy supporter here, but as much as I want to go out and blame Billy Donovan for being the reason why Patrick Williams is struggling, every excuse that in the book right now that Patrick Williams fans have said has completely gone against them. It's the Billy Donovan's the problem. You got DeMar DeRozan here, Levine's holding him back, everything, and Pat is still underperforming and having terrible moments like this. Well, at what point do you just say he's just bad? This is his fault. It's no one else's fault but his. And I know I've said this like in many streams before, but it's like, I just think there still isn't enough people understanding how badly I think Patrick Williams has looked and how badly his overall development has looked. And yes, I understand that player development is not just the player itself only. Coaches matter, whoever your trainer is matters. I get it. But it really is astounding when I look at this team right now, and I think that this team is sharing the basketball at, like, it's most in a long time, and everyone's getting touches. Everyone in the starting lineup has double-digit field goal attempts, okay? And Patrick Williams can't even break into the starting lineup with guys out because he plays too poorly, and even when he comes off the bench, he doesn't have a good game when it's like, hey, you need to go and perform against the bench units, and you can't even go and do that. I don't think people are understanding just how bad it is right now when it comes to him. So I keep reiterating, like, look, it falls onto him at this point. But you know, I sound like a broken record at this point, and I'll stop. But it's so frustrating watching him, and I hope that we can all agree with that. Most out watching him rolled out at this point. Yeah, Boozer Trey definitely the best defenders on the Bulls for me. I think Buzelis is the best defender. Trey Jones is very good, and if Lonzo is healthy, then I think he is, you know, part of that equation too. But what Buzelis is able to do, man, like, I think he's the best defender. Boo's versatile, so when he gets his off-ball position better, I see a lot of hope. Yeah, it's all about him understanding the off-ball rotations and having that sort of instincts in his kind of drilled into him of like when to come over and help, when to time things. Once he gets that, bro, I mean, he has every physical skill to use it. So I'm looking forward to it with Buzelis. Sorry. Also, we can see Rock is still a matchup I really like, so we'll have to watch that games in shorts later. I think I missed most of the Bulls on. Gotcha. Yeah, I did not watch a single minute or second of that game, so I'll have to look at that later. But I'm definitely interested, bro. Like, that's if the Rockets are gonna be legit, which I don't know if they will be. I mean, if they're able to really give it to Oklahoma City, then whew, that's gonna be awesome, man. Can't imitate Dennis Rodman with his rebounding. Yeah. Honestly, a lot of Bulls fans or Bulls players are doing a good job rebounding today. Or isn't it me or Lonzo Ball looks taller? Looks like a taller Trey Jones. Oh, I think Ben's a little bit different. I think Ben is like he has more of like a really like more athletic type of game. And I do think that he is a little bit more like kind of wing than Trey Jones is. I think Trey Jones is definitely like more guard. I can kind of see a little bit of similarities, but I think Ben is a little bit more and like the perimeter oriented like kind of wing that can use his athleticism to get interior shots. Trey Jones doesn't really shoot threes, but I can kind of see what you're saying in terms of like the overall defensive intensity from those guys and you know, the hard attacks to the basket. But I think they're a little bit different. I think Ben's just a little bit, with his size, has to play a little bit differently. He doesn't necessarily have the speed that Trey Jones has. Happy birthday to Benny. Yeah, definitely happy birthday to Benny. Why take out Denny and Shaden with 3 minutes left in the game, down 5? Because they're doing the proper decision and making sure that they're gonna have a worse record than the Bulls come the draft lottery, which is the correct decision. So I don't blame them. I honestly think the Blazers did the proper decision tonight, and I think that they should be applauded. You know, you're not going to get fined by the league because you played Denny Avdia how many minutes tonight? Yeah, you played 35 minutes tonight. So you played Denny Avdia 35 minutes tonight. He put up a 37-11 game, okay? And you took him out with 3 minutes left to go. Good job. You lost the game. But Denny Avdia played well. You won't get fined by the league, and you're going to make sure that you're going to be having a worse record than the Bulls. So I actually think that what the Blazers did was perfect, and I kind of wish that the Bulls did that, but I know that Billy won't ever do it. So don't want to make the playoffs. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of Bulls fans should be saying the same thing, but yeah, you know, I know a lot of Bulls fans will disagree with that. Portland pick seems like it might have some value now. I do think that the Portland pick actually might have some value. Reminder with the Bulls, or with the Portland pick, which is from the Larry marketing deal, which I know that sounds like forever ago. So when it comes to the Portland Trailblazers pick, I know a lot of people are just kind of like, are we ever going to see this? And honestly, I will admit, I don't know. But, you know, with the way Portland's kind of playing and, like, playing this year looks like, excuse me, but, with the way that they're playing, and hopefully, you know, if they get, like, an actual high draft pick this
Sound just cut.
All right, we're back. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. I don't know if it was super chat. Thank you for that. I don't know what happened. It just, for some reason, my main mic just decided not to show up anymore in OBS, and it's just like, okay, cool. Yeah, it's annoying. Thank you for that, though. Give me 1 second. I need to close out my settings. Yeah, bro. It's so annoying. I've been trying to figure out why this would happen, and like I have like the headset mic, but it sounds awful. I mean, I'll go to it if necessary, but man, that's so stupid. It just, for some reason, it like my it doesn't pick up this mic anymore, just randomly. Like my computer's just like, oh yeah, this doesn't exist. And I'm like, why? And then I have to like unplug things, replug it back in, and then I have to go into my settings and try to like make it find the mic again, which is so stupid. All right, should be back now. As I was saying, though, I'm assuming this is when I got cut off. But as I was saying, though, it's just like Portland needs to make the playoffs once in the next 3 years. So, you know, whether it is via play-in, it doesn't really matter. Just like they have to make the playoffs once. And so ideally, you know, Avdia continues to grow and be this good, which I don't know if he's gonna be this good from here on out, but you know, he continues to grow. And then if Portland gets a high pick, right? Hopefully then that draft pick helps like get them into like the playoffs at least one in the next 3 years, or else the Bulls get a second round pick in 2028, which is not great, but you know, I would really like the first at the end of the day. Yeah, I really hope to see that Portland makes it, but I'm not entirely sure. But it's not gonna be this year because they're gonna be below the Bulls overall record. Yeah. Well, man, at this point, I was wrong about one thing to a degree. I don't know if it can be a good team with it, but Kobe/Ngidi offense can work well enough that it's better than I thought. Still defensively concerned. I think that it's better than what I thought it was on offense for sure. I still need to see it in an entire, you know, overall season for me. But especially if the Bulls do make the playoffs, bro, I really need to see how that's going to work out. So I'll have to look into how that's gonna work. But defensively, bro, I'm definitely with you. I have major concerns about that duo defensively. Kind of reason why I think you only keep one moving forward. But yeah, I'll be interested to see, because it's been better than I thought on offense for sure. But it's been post All-Star break offense, so I don't know how sustainable that is. And honestly, we might get a good kind of look into when the playing game happens. Like, you know, is this something that can work in a playoff type setting? So I'll be interested to see. You know, we'll kind of get a little bit of an answer, honestly. Sharp is raw. Never been a fan of him or Scoot, but they're pretty pony like picks. I mean, I think with Scoot, he's played better in like the latter half of this season, so I'm gonna give him credit there. He, you know, I know we talked, like a lot of people still look at him as like having potential. I do think that he unfortunately was overhyped and honestly tricked me too. But yeah, I unfortunately think that he might just not really turn into anything for them. Which again is the reason why they need to go and get, you know, a good draft pick this year. I think with Sharp, he's definitely a guy that I'm like, hey, you can definitely be part of this team moving forward. Are you going to be part of the core? Don't know about that, but he's definitely intriguing, I think, just as like a I don't know, starter / maybe like first guy off the bench type of guy. So I'm sure they'll be willing to trade him immediately if they need to. But yeah, I really think that those two picks unfortunately might be duds. But getting Avdia looks like it's huge. Klingon, I mean, the guy looks like an absolute beast in terms of the interior, so I'm hoping that works out for them. You know, they still have to make decisions on Simons and then Grant, and obviously Ayton too. But yeah, if Portland can figure out a way to get into the playoffs, bro, it would help the Bulls tremendously. It's very defenseman though, a lot of intangibles today from him. Got guys on rebounds though. Are you talking about Giddey? I think Giddey's defense in the second half was better. The first half wasn't good. I thought that he tried to gamble on a few moments in the first half, which wasn't good. And he missed some rotations, especially early. But after that, though, I think that they kind of figured it out. That's fair. The Giddy would be fine in my mind tonight. The efficiency is 44% for that stat line. Yeah, if Giddy shot instead like 6 of 13, I think it's okay. Him shooting 4 of 13 though, especially with the amount of misses early on, it's not good enough, unfortunately. If you're gonna be the main ball handler, you can't have this sort of night, in terms of scoring. So I understand the Blazers defense is solid, but that unfortunately is a little bit too inefficient for Giddy. But again, I'm just saying it's one game, so hopefully then the next game against Charlie is gonna go ahead and just put a better stat line and everything. Diamond Giddy is a bit rough too. He's been injured, but he's an all defensive player when he actually gets minutes. Just so weak offensively. Yes, Australia, some might think biased, but I also there was moments though where it wasn't even Thibault though. Like we saw moments where like Shadon Sharp was on Giddy and Giddy still wasn't able to finish over him, or get to the basket off a pick and roll opportunity. He would have to pick the ball up. So it was honestly just kind of everybody. It's like it's one of those moments where Giddy can't like take advantage of like a smaller guard, because there really isn't like a smaller guard out there. So that's kind of just like my only thing. I'm like, well, like there's kind of guys that's kind of similar height to him tonight, so maybe that's a big factor. But I need you to be able to score against those guys. So the efficiency needs to go up just a little bit, in my opinion. At least one of the two of those Giddy's misses were uncalled fouls, to be fair. I also think, though, I think it just kind of evens out. I think Giddy got a lot of calls tonight that honestly really shouldn't have been fouls. There's definitely one against Denny Avdia where I feel like he just flailed and he got the call. So, which, again, that's great. But at the same time, I do think it just kind of evened out. So, at the end of the day, I think it evens out in my mind. He's still got 9 free throws, so I don't know how much we can really complain about that. It was where a lot of misses, though, for sure. Way to like Thibault. He was anti-vax, etc., even if not vocal. I mean, I didn't even know that, but I mean, I just don't like Thibault just in general, so I can agree with you with his overall play. We'll go 2 of those AV. One I thought for sure would be challenged with how obviously the arm was hit on the replay. They were not the probably fouled and missed that everyone gets, but super clear fouls. I don't know about that. I think the second one, I think you guys were talking about where he kind of like threw it up there. I thought that was kind of like him initiating the contact, and he tried for the call and just didn't get it. So I don't know. I personally think it evens out at the end of the day. Are we not happy with the win? What's with assault? What's with my assault? And again, this is the last time I'm just gonna talk about for the rest of the season. It's just this. Bulls had a chance tonight to go ahead and get below Portland in terms of the overall standings of the Tankathon, right? So the Bulls tonight could have been here. They could have been the ninth overall best odds. And for all of you wondering, like, hey, is this, like, what does this have implications on? And if you're not going to go ahead and do the math, but I mean, you just see the overall, like, the top 4 odds now for the Bulls, which, if you're wondering, if the Bulls could lose this game and they would still be in the play-in for all what it's worth, okay? A lot of people don't understand this, but it's just like everyone's like, oh, still need to win. Like, no, we don't. Like, we can lose from here on out and we would be in the play-in tournament, which is the reason why I'm just like, we just need to lose. Like, it'd be fine. But if you go from 9th place, okay, to 10th place, you lose about 7% chances of jumping to the top 4. So if you're the Blazers, right, the Blazers decide to bench Avdia and Shannon Sharp the last 3 minutes of this game. They're like, okay, we made it competitive. We played our guys, at least started 11 minutes. We then are going to bench them for the rest of the game. We're going to lose this one tonight. Good job. You kept your spot in the standings here, right? And they're not in the play-in, right? Like they would need to win every game to make the play-in, but they're not in the play-in right now. For the Bulls, like, you winning this game, you now not only jump Miami, but then you also jump Phoenix. And this right here is the part that's extremely concerning, because now it's like, all right, well, Phoenix should beat you at the end of the season, but you went from being here where Phoenix is currently to now being number 12. And to me, it doesn't help you at all. Like, there's nothing here that really helps you whatsoever. So, like, I've been adamant that I think you need to lose the play-in tournament, but that's my opinion. So if I have that opinion, then I'm like, you need to just lose these games. Because it does this, you winning these games, which you're already locked in for the play-in tournament, it does not help you right now. It only can hurt you. So winning the play-in tournament also can only hurt you. You're gonna fall back even farther. So I just look at it this way. Man, this is not me saying I'm not pro tank. I'm just saying, like, you're at a moment right now in time where winning doesn't really do you anything right now. You're already in the play-in tournament, so like if that was like the biggest thing for people, it's like, hey, you're already in. The thing is though, is that even though if you're in the play-in tournament, you're not. There's no guarantee you make the playoffs for those people. So at the end of the day, I would like the best overall odds in the lottery if that is the case heading into the play-in tournament. But the Bulls clearly haven't prioritized that. They're prioritizing winning, which is very clearly a problem. So, yeah, I'm annoyed by it, but again, I'm not going to be, I'm not going to be talking about this anymore because, like, we're very clearly sticking at least 10 or higher, which is unfortunate, at least in my opinion. Guy's not really just ignoring, he's not going to be playing. Kai's bad enough to not play him at this point. It's not worth it for development in a immediate game. G League path for a while, see how it goes. My only thing is, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think Patrick Williams needs to actually accept the G League assignment. Like, Pat has enough veteran status where if the team's like, hey, go down to the G League, he has to accept the assignment. So it's not like the Bulls can just send him down to the G League and just he can't say anything about it. That's the problem. So as much as I want to just send Patrick Williams down to the G League for like half a season and like, hey, go figure it out. Like, he's making $18 million. Like, him going into the G League is not going to help him in any sense of like trying to keep his job security in the NBA. So I personally don't think it's ever going to happen where he's going to go down to the G League anytime soon. But I would love it. Unfortunately, it's probably not going to happen. So yeah. Uzi's touch pass was nice. Wish they finished the highlight. Oh, bro. Vooch misses those shots, unfortunately, too much, but that was an incredible little touch pass. Yeah. Clutch dunk, epic. Yeah, I agree. No problem. I know that Batman and Trey Jones look alike as far as their faces, dreadlocks, not their game. Oh, that's what you meant, Christopher. Got it. Thank you for this. Yeah, I appreciate that. War Games, Giddy worth $25 to $30 million range. I think he's probably worth less, honestly, but it's gonna be interesting to see what happens. There's people already talking about it. Again, if you're wondering why I was kind of adamant saying the Bulls should just like offer him like only like $20 million a season and just kind of see where it goes, it's because he just doesn't have leverage. Even Brian Windhorst has even admitted now, even after saying that a starting point guard gets $30 million a year on average, Giddey just doesn't have any leverage right now heading into this offseason. So as good as he's played recently, the problem for Giddey is just that there's just not a lot of teams with cap space. The only team that really has the cap space is Brooklyn. Everyone keeps wanting to talk about Detroit for some reason, and like I'm telling you right now, they don't have the cap space. And why would they want Giddey in the first place? Like, they have Kate Cunningham. So I think honestly, if you're the Bulls, like if you're wondering why I've been adamant about like, hey, you need to just make sure Giddey heads into restricted free agency. It's just because of the fact that there's just not a lot of teams with cap space. Now, what does that mean for Giddey? Like, I mean, he could just take the qualifying offer. Like, that is a thing that he could do. I think it's a risk because you're basically risking like, hey, I'm gonna go out and have a very good season and not get injured. When you take the 1-year qualifying offer, like that's basically what you're going out and betting on. So I don't know. It's kind of hard for you. It's kind of hard for Giddey to kind of like fully bet on that, which is why I think that if you're the Bulls, you're just like, hey, would you, if you're the Bulls right now, with the current cap space for these other teams, which again, Detroit, they're not going to want Giddey, and I promise you they're not going to have $24 million in cap space unless they move people, because they got to re-sign guys. Like Malik Beasley's a free agent, they're going to bring him back. New Orleans is like same thing. I don't think they're going to have cap space at all. And so the Bulls are projected the 4th most cap space, and I've already said the Bulls don't have cap space because they're going to re-sign Giddey. So I honestly think that if you're the Bulls, you just need to let him test it. If he ends up getting the big offer and you go ahead and match it, that's one thing. But it is a whole other problem if you go ahead and just give him a pretty sizable offer without him going and getting an offer. So I think if you're the Bulls, the way that you should handle it is this: you just let him hit restricted free agency, let him try to get a contract, because he's not gonna accept like the 4-year, $20 million a season offer. So 4 years, $80 million. He won't accept that. But then you basically just say to him, all right, I dare you to go and get this. But this offer, a 4-year, $80 million contract, is here on the table from here on out. you can accept it at any time. That's the way I would personally do it. So, you know, I don't know how AK is going to do this right now. I think AK is just going to pay him right off the bat and give him $30 million a season, which is the reason why I'm a little bit concerned heading into this offseason, because I think AK just wants to pay his guys. But that's the way I would personally do it. I don't think Giddey's going to get a $30 million per year contract. He might get $25 million a season. That's fine. I'd be willing to pay that. So if you 4 years, $100 million, that's fine too. But like, for all the people wondering, like, $30 million a year for Giddey, which would be $8 million less than his max, I personally don't think it's worth it. But obviously, if he continues to play this way from here on out for the rest of his career, then yes, he's worth it. But the problem with trading for Josh Giddey with 1 year left in his contract is that you don't really get to see how, like, what's legit or what's not, because he had a pretty rough first 45 games, and then, you know, after that, it's been pretty solid from him. So you just have the rest of the season, though, to kind of determine whether this is real or not, and that's a problem. That's your fault, because you decided to trade for him in the last year of his contract. So because of that, you might end up overpaying for him this offseason when you really shouldn't have to. Yeah, I'm concerned. I hope the Bulls play it right, because I think if they do, then I think they get him under $30 million easily. If they don't, if they just give Giddey a contract immediately, then you know what? Then I'm really concerned about the future, and I'm already concerned. So, yeah. Giddey is less than 25 to $30 million range. He is 20 to 27 range for me, expecting some growth and or consistency to build with age and a better team. I mean, yeah, I think that's fair. I still honestly think $20 million is honestly a pretty good offer for him, for all things considered. But yeah, I think that's also fair. Because like I said, this market might be tight this time, so it might be cheaper than not even. I think he's played himself at least to $20 million a year. Like, he's played himself into that, at least that. In terms of after that, though, I don't know. Like, I really don't know how much he's played himself into anything more than that. Like, you know, almost guaranteed. But I think, you know, if you can get it between 20 to 25, I think you're looking solid. I just, the whole talk of him getting close to 30 is just like, that means he's almost like, if he gets 30 million, that is $8 million less than his max. Okay, that's $8 million less than his max contract if he gets $30 million a year. That's like, because reminder for Giddey, the max contract for Giddey is 25% of the salary cap. So I'm like, bro, I don't like, as much as people like, it's not like the Levine max, right, which is 30% of the salary cap. But either way, I don't want to give Josh Giddey 25% of the salary cap for the first season. I just don't. So I would like to get that under. So if you could get it to like 20% of the salary cap, then you're looking a lot better. Hence why I'm saying $25 million is like kind of where I'm hoping it maxes out. But we'll see. To be odd offseason, I don't know if Brooklyn wants him or not, but there's a chance they might. So Brooklyn could just offer him the max at this point. But I didn't know he had to accept that. I'm gonna double check the G League rules right here. G League assign rules for NBA vets. Yeah. So it's if you have 3 years or less of service time in the league, so 3 years or less of seasons played in the league, you can be sent down to the G League as many times as the team wants to send you down, and they can call you back up as many times as well, assuming you're on an NBA contract. Obviously, the two-way contracts are different. You have to be down there for most of the season. You can only be up with the team for a certain amount of days, which I think is 45. It might be 60 days now. After that, though, if you have 4 years or more of experience, then you have to the player has to consent to being sent down to the G League. So that's the problem. So as much as I want to send Patrick Williams down to the G League, just for him playing out his rookie contract, even though he was injured, he still has 4 years of experience. This is his 5th year. So unfortunately, as much as I want to just send him down there for half a season, we just can't do that. And I don't think he's going to accept the G League assignment. So maybe he would. I don't know at this point, but I really doubt it. I think he wants to try to kind of solidify his NBA roster spot moving forward, and being on a G League team doesn't really help you do that. So I think he's here, unfortunately, from here on out, which is problematic. Yeah. Would you trade Pat for DeMar 1-for-1 at this point? God, I don't know, honestly. 1-for-1 for Patrick Williams for DeMar DeRozan, 1-for-1. I mean, if I could flip DeMar DeRozan for more value than I could flip Patrick Williams for, then absolutely. Which, honestly, I think I would. Like, obviously, I'm not going to keep DeRozan, but if I could flip DeRozan for, you know, some seconds or something like that, then absolutely I would do it. I mean, hell, right now with Patrick Williams, I am not, like, if I try to trade Patrick Williams right now, I am not getting any value in return. So, I think I would actually do it. Money wouldn't work, I don't think, but yeah, I'd do it. Hey, Alban, yes, but that will ruin the team building for sure as he'd get to play. I'm a no and Curious Duncan's view too. If I could flip DeRozan, then yeah, I'm doing it. If he has to stay on the team, then absolutely not. I'm not taking back DeRozan, because I think he's gonna absolutely mess up this team's flow, and I don't want to go back to slow basketball. So let's all celebrate that if Giddey gets whatever, it's still probably going to be better than P. Will contract. Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean, Patrick Williams is making, 5 years, $90 million. It's $18 million a season flat. If Giddey gets like $22 million, then I think it's a good contract. Or around $22 million per year. It goes up every year. Then I think it's a good contract. But obviously, there's the talks about the $30 million, and I'm just like, I don't know about that. Yeah, that's a little too much at the end of the day. But we'll see. I'll be interested. We'll talk about it, obviously, come off-season stuff when that time comes here. And so we'll see, man. I'll be interested to see what's going to actually happen. Charles, do you have Twitter? Nah. What's a way to contact you? Because I want to pay you back for the two Australian dollars you sent. No worries. Are you sure? I feel pretty bad about that, because that's obviously that was my fault for the whole mess up. But donate anyway. I always appreciate your streams. I appreciate that, man. All right, just let me know. If you want a return on that, then let me know. But if not, if it's all good, then I appreciate it. I sincerely appreciate it. It was a good excuse. I appreciate that. All right, let's talk about this here. I want to move on to this next subject. So, if we want to talk about the Blazers game anymore, I will bring up 2 plays that I want to talk about with you guys. We'll talk about that a little bit later in the stream. But before I do that, we're gonna quickly talk about this, because I do want to talk about this whole stuff here. Oh, sorry, hold on. I typed in the wrong thing. So, we're gonna go ahead and just quickly address the Lonzo Ball stuff, because I won't lie, bro. I'm a little bit concerned about him moving forward. So I thought Lonzo was gonna return tonight. Casey Johnson was also kind of adamant that Lonzo Ball was gonna return was gonna return, or was expected to return tonight. And then we got word earlier in the day that Lonzo Ball participated fully in shoot around and is trending toward making his return as soon as tonight. He'll be on a minutes restriction. And we get then, before the game starts, that Ball's not going to play actually tonight. It's not a setback, but he's just not comfortable with the shot follow-through, which was a problem earlier in the season as well. Lonzo, because he hurt his right wrist and he shoots, he's a righty. And we saw his three-point shot, which is usually pretty solid. Like early on in the season, he was shooting like 30% from three-point range. And I understand Lonzo's coming back from injury, but like even on a, Lonzo Ball that's not 100%, he's a better shooter than 30% from three-point range. So it very clearly was affecting him, and I'm like, man, this is not good. So I'm just like, there's a couple of things I just want to point out with this injury with Lonzo. The reason why I was very, very concerned about extending Lonzo was because of this specific reason. Reminder, the Bulls gave Lonzo the extension. I think a lot of Bulls fans remember this, but Lonzo signed a 2-year extension. It's a 1+1 team option for the last season, but next season Lonzo's under extension. He's under contract for $10 million, which is a very nice contract. The problem is just that he's only played 35 games this year. When he's healthy, he's incredibly impactful. So getting Lonzo Ball on $10 million a season is fantastic. But it's just the fact that he's not healthy. And it's not even the knee, it's the wrist. And so a lot of people are like, well, you know, it's not the knee at least, so we'll probably bet on him and he'll be fine. But if the Bulls were going to even think about trading him, or even just for keeping him around, I just like, this is the reason why I didn't want to give him the extension. I would have just liked to trade him instead, because I don't trust his health. Like, even if the knee's 100% now, I'm just concerned about the health. Like, I really am. I'm really, really concerned about the health. So, unfortunately, and I don't know, like, we'll see if Lonzo does return here, because like it sounded like on the broadcast that Lonzo's going to try to return next week and maybe even play in that Charlotte game on Sunday. But again, Lonzo has only played 35 games this year, so the number might actually be 35 games a season for Lonzo Ball in the Bulls uniform. I hope that isn't the case and he's going to play more this year, but it's been one of those just really, really bad kind of things with Lonzo. It's just like, man, even if your knee is great, like, you just, like, I don't know, man. I think it's just a bad overall kind of evaluation of your assets for the Bulls. So, just wanted to address this really quickly because I'm just like, I don't feel good about this, but we'll see moving forward. Now, Trey Jones. So Trey Jones, reminder, he went out in the Sacramento Kings game, and so that was March 22nd, and you know, the reevaluation was in 2 weeks. So I honestly I don't know that off the top of my head when the reevaluation is, but it sounded like on the broadcast from Casey Johnson that there's less optimism of him coming back. So either way, I mean, the Bulls are already down Io. You've been down Lonzo for a while, and now Trey Jones is probably out for the rest of the season. We'll see. But you know, these are three, you know, guards that are definitely rotational guards. So it'll be interesting to see what the Bulls do from here on out with that. But I said it earlier with Trey Jones, like, I think, like, I wanted to see him for the rest of the season because I wanted to try to evaluate him. I wanted to make sure, I wanted to like see like if this is going to continue for him, or if this is something that won't continue. But I was just like, I really wanted to see him continue to play, to see if this is going to be something that can last, but we'll see. Either way, though, I'm hoping that this maybe makes him a little bit more cheaper for the Bulls to try to re-sign. He's an unrestricted free agent, so this injury does have impact on him. So it does suck for him because he's probably playing the best basketball of his career before he got injured. And so he might have lost out on some money. But if the Bulls can keep him, that'd be great. So I'm hoping that the Bulls end up keeping him even with the injury at the end of the day. So I just want to give an update on that. Now, with that, I do want to go ahead and I want to go ahead and show a few plays here, if you guys don't mind. So I want to go back to the games today. I want to quickly check in on this game here. Is Curry playing? I think is Curry playing? Yeah, he is playing. Oh my God. Okay. So yeah, Jesus, man. This Warriors team, man. They might be back, which is crazy to say. Wonder if OKC starts resting guys now that 70 wins is off the table. I think they're probably going to rest guys for sure. Yeah. I think OKC is most likely going to start resting guys. I mean, and they don't really need to play for anything else at this point. So, I wouldn't be shocked if they start resting guys. Now, granted, here's the thing: their depth's insane. So maybe they don't fully rest guys, but they might just like, you know, play their starters like half minutes, just to kind of keep the rhythm for them a little bit, and but at least, you know, less overall miles on their body heading into the postseason. But yeah, I'll be interested to see. I mean, I wouldn't be upset if I was a Thunder fan just to rest some guys, because I think that now that officially 70's off the table, like, just don't get injured. OKC is a team to cheer for when your team gets knocked out early or pre-postseason. It's my team I don't watch, but keeps, but I respect the most right now as a team org. I do have Steph nostalgia. That makes me want another GSW championship. I never used to watch them, but Rockets are actually fun to watch at the moment. I mean, bro, if Golden State is going to continue playing this way, I mean, that was an insane win against the Lakers last night. And hell, if they beat the Denver Nuggets tonight, man, like that's you're beating your opponents, bro. But if they're gonna be beating these teams, man, whoo, like, yeah, they might have it in them. So I would really like to see Golden State go again, because if Curry is actually like, if Curry makes another finals, bro, at age 37, like that's crazy to me. It'd be insane. I don't think he wins it, but I mean, if he makes another finals, bro, it's a very hard road to the finals. Like, I think the road to the finals is much tougher than in the West, obviously, than the East. But I mean, if he makes another finals, man, whew. So who'd you cheer for without Bulls in the playoffs, both conferences, by the way? Out west, I definitely think I want to see Golden State try again. I know a lot of people hate Golden State, but I do have some family kind of ties to Golden State. So I wouldn't mind seeing Golden State out there, or going far again. Overall, though, in the West, like it's kind of crazy yet again, and I hate that I'm gonna drink the Kool-Aid again. Like, I'm gonna do it, and I don't want to do it. I've been trying to restrain myself from doing it, but I'm gonna do it. But like, I think the Clippers are gonna be a really hard out. I really think the Clippers are gonna give teams some problems. So, I'm gonna drink the Kool-Aid. I don't want to, and it's really annoying the hell out of me that I'm starting to believe again in this Clippers squad when I shouldn't. Like, this Clippers team is one of those teams that, like, they tricked me before. And I when they initially got Kawhi and PG, I was like, oh my god, this team's the go, and they're gonna go and win everything. And then the bubble happened and all that, but I was so tricked by them. But I'm gonna drink the Kool-Aid again, because I just think if Kawhi is there, and Harden, as much as people have kind of forgotten about him recently, like, he's actually playing pretty all right. Zubac has had a hell of a season. Norman Powell's also had a pretty good year. Like, it just seems like a team's gonna be like a really rough out. And we don't know where they're gonna land, right? Because like between the 5 and 8 seeds, it's like separated by half a game. So, I'm like looking at the Clippers, and I want to see chaos, so that if, like, let's say the Clippers like beat the Rockets in the first round or something like that, like, that'd be insane. Just to see what the NBA reaction would be. And then, I don't know, we get Clippers and Nuggets second round. Like, that'd be cool. I also wouldn't mind getting the Battle of LA that we were once promised and we never have gotten. So I also wouldn't mind that. I don't know how the hell that would be possible right now, but I guess the Clippers have to get like the 5 seed or something like that. But I guess there is a way. But yeah, I would love to see the Clippers just kind of just make some chaos, where it's just like, yeah, so this team is like, they're supposed to be bad once Paul George left, and they've gotten better. So I don't know, bro. I would love to see it. I still think, if you're wondering, I'm still choosing OKC to come out the West. I think they're just too good. But it is the West. The weird things happen. Out East, man, I'm always just gonna be a Giannis fan, and I don't know why. I know a lot of Bulls fans hate the Bucks, but I'm always just a Giannis fan. The one team I'm definitely rooting against is the Knicks, because I think they're frauds. But if I had to choose a team to come out at the East, I think it's probably Boston again. I know Cleveland's kind of just, everyone thinks it's gonna be Cleveland, but I think Boston's gonna come out of the East right now. But if I wanted to see like a team really go out and succeed, like, I know a lot of Bulls fans are gonna hate it, but it's just like the Pistons succeed would be cool. But I think I'm probably gonna be cheering on the Bucks without Lillard, just to see how far Giannis can take them, because Lillard's out for probably the rest of the year. So if Giannis can will their way to a first round victory, it would be pretty funny, but also it would just be pretty incredible to watch, because I think it would really solidify how good Giannis is. And I feel like people have just gotten, tired of seeing how good he is. And I'm just like, bro, his numbers this year are insane, and yet the Bucks have had their problems for many moments of the year, but people just forget how good he is, and I'm like, bro, like, this is one of the best players we're witnessing. We're definitely witnessing a top 30 player of all time, probably arguably top 20. So I'm like, man, I would love to see if Giannis could just like beat the Knicks in the first round and just really just solidify the Knicks are frauds. And I would personally love that, but I think Boston comes out of the East right now, personally. I think Cashflow's conference mostly is better matchup with the depth in the West. There's so many legit teams that could emerge. Yeah, there's the West could. I really think anybody out of the 8 could really come out of it. Obviously, if like let's say for example like the Mavericks somehow like win the play-in games or something like that, I don't think they'll get out of the West. But like if the Clippers are the 8 seed, bro, I mean, there's a chance. I would not pick them against the Thunder, but there's a chance. But I mean, hell, if let's say the Grizzlies drop or something, like then I think like you're looking at like top 7 could probably come out of the West, which is pretty crazy to even talk about. Which is again like the playoffs this year, bro. I am so hyped for the playoffs this year. Like it's gonna be an insane year for the playoffs. I'm really looking forward to it. I think I see we played Chat Allies. He hasn't found rhythm yet since injury. I would do that also. Although GSW or Rockets in the West. Yeah, that'd be cool. If the Rockets make it, that's gonna be interesting to look at, because then like all of a sudden people are gonna be like, oh, AK has a point here, but I mean, I think Şengün doesn't get enough credit for how good he is at the end of the day. Well, I just think they're fun too. AV, definitely my second and third team at the moment. Grizzlies are my least favorite potential. Yeah, I don't think anyone wants the Grizzlies to come out of the West right now, and I think that's fine. I think even Grizzlies fans right now are just like, yeah, we're a first round exit. Like we're not making out of the first round, which is fine. Like just don't make it out. We'll be cool with that. JSW is a great team, and Jimmy plus Curry is fun. If Jimmy actually wills the Warriors to another finals appearance, bro, like he might actually be like the best player of all time that just never won a finals but made it to 3 finals. Like that would be insane to look at for Jimmy's overall kind of career, because like his numbers. The problem with Jimmy's Hall of Fame, like, sort of accomplishment is like, or argument to be in the Hall of Fame is that his overall numbers aren't that impressive, right? Like the overall numbers for Jimmy, because like he didn't like come out of the gate as like a superstar. He came as a bench player, and then even in his superstar kind of mode with Miami, like he doesn't really score a lot. So like his overall like scoring numbers like aren't that impressive. But if he somehow is able to get like to the finals again, it's just like, I mean, you have to give him the Hall of Fame. Like that's an insane like overall career where you willed 2 teams to the finals that probably shouldn't have been there. And I mean, obviously Steph's gonna get most of the credit, but like that would be insane. I would love to see it, because it would really cause chaos. Clippers are my 4th, has been acquired, so hard to predict. Yeah, the Clippers, man, like I hate them drinking the Kool-Aid again, but it's just like Kawhi has always been one of my favorite players to watch. Like I've always loved Kawhi Leonard since his time with the Spurs. Like I've loved Kawhi. The injuries have sucked for him as a Kawhi Leonard fan, but it's like I understand that he might not be what he was. Like we're seeing him average like 27 a night, but if he can still go out there and give you at least enough ISO scoring, which it seems like he's still able to do, and still be a pretty solid defender, and they still have Harden to kind of help the offense, like I see a world for the Clippers where they go pretty far. It's pretty rough, but I think there's a world. And so if they match up right, bro, like if they get the Rockets or something in the first round, or like honestly, Denver would be interesting to watch, because they might run Denver out, but yeah, I mean, I could see a world where they get out of the first round, even though like they're like a bottom 5 seed, or sorry, like one of the bottom seeds in bottom half of the West, heading into the postseason. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to it. It's just funny that I figured you would like GSW and Bucks due to Giannis, but you do tend to like athletic players. Maybe it's that, but I think I look at the superstars, like that's not saying obviously that like hey, Jason Tatum is not a superstar, right? I think that Boston's coming out of the East, but I guess it's just because I've gone to Bucks games and I've basically watched Giannis grow. I've watched Giannis develop into the superstar that he is. I just kind of have like this like attachment to him. I know a lot of Bulls fans hate that because they're like, well, we hate the Bucks, and I'm just like, well, I don't know if I'm there yet. I don't really hate the Bucks, but and Giannis is definitely not. Giannis had his weird moments for sure against the Bulls, and the Mike Dunleavy elbow to the eye, but I don't know. I really like Giannis. Just to, I think I just say when I witness greatness, I'm like, I want to see more greatness out of it. Now, of course, then it's just like, why don't you like Denver? My only thing with Denver right now is just that as much as I would love to see Jokic come out of the West, I would love to see Jokic come out of the West. I really don't know what I'm going to get from Jamal Murray. Like, I really don't know. He's played well, but then he's been out. It's like, I don't know what I'm going to get from him. And that's the reason why I'm just like, I don't really know what I'm going to really see from Denver. And after that Russell Westbrook sequence, I kind of have less faith in them suddenly. I as much as that sucks, like I Westbrook's one of my favorite players of all time as well, but it's just that whole sequence that he had where he missed the free throw, he missed the layup, and then he fouled the 3-point shooter. I was just like, oh my god, like I don't know, like I want to see Jokic will this team to get out of the West, but I have a hard time seeing it, and I just unfortunately think they might just lose, even if Jokic puts up like 50-point triple doubles every game. They might just end up losing it. So I'm really hoping that doesn't happen, because I would love to see Jokic in the Western Conference Finals again, and trying to win against the Thunder and everything. But I don't know, man. It's gonna be rough. Lakers is unfortunately the Lakers, as much as I had faith in them when the trade kind of happened, or kind of early results from the trade, and I mean they still have LeBron and Luka, which again, two superstars. The only thing with those two right now is just that I don't know if the supporting cast is there. It's kind of same thing with Denver. It's just like the superstars are there, but like, is the supporting cast there? I know Luka's kind of had some rough games recently, but I'm just I don't really care about that. Like come playoff time, the dude's gonna be a killer. I just don't know. Like the supporting cast, like the lack of front court depth for the Lakers kind of scares me for them, and so I kind of just don't really want to see them move forward, because I think there's going to be better teams that could give a better run to like the Thunder or Rockets if they come out. So I don't know. I personally would just want to see like, Golden State, Denver, Clippers or something like that come out than the Lakers. But I know a lot of Bulls fans just hate the Lakers in general. I'm not one of those people, but I'm a little bit concerned for them for this playoff run. Moving forward, I think they're going to be okay, but this playoff run, I think, is to be a little bit concerning at the end of the day. So confused why Grizzlies fire their coach. Can the Bulls hire him, please? So, I don't know if you're here for this, Charles, but so I explained it last stream. Grizzlies fans were actually expecting that Taylor Jenkins was going to get fired. They didn't think it would happen before the playoffs started, but they thought it was going to happen at the end of the season, because they weren't happy with how the Grizzlies' offense has kind of changed this year. Now, for me personally, outside looking in, like I don't know everything for the Grizzlies, but from the outside looking in, I think Taylor Jenkins has done a good job of changing the offense, because it went from being a Ja Morant, heavy centric offense to now they're relying on Trey J and Desmond Bane more, and so they're kind of relying on those guys to kind of carry the offense for them, because Ja, as much as people don't really, I know Ja's been in the headlines recently, but like Ja's numbers this year, like one, he's been injured, but two, it's not that impressive this year. Like he's not averaging 25, he's averaging 22. His overall efficiency is pretty rough. Like he's shooting 30% from 3-point range, and so Grizzlies fans still think this is like the Ja Morant of what we saw, putting up 27, and he's like an MVP candidate, right? Like Grizzlies fans still think they still have that Ja. From me, when the outside looking in, I'm looking at a 6 foot, probably under point guard. Well, I know he's listed 6'2", but I think he's shorter, honestly. But like I just don't think these guys last. He's a guy that relies on athleticism, doesn't have a jump shot, and I don't think this guy lasts long. I just don't. I think he might have already peaked. And so like I think Taylor Jenkins did the right thing of kind of making the offense around Trey J and Desmond Bane. But If you ask Grizzlies fans, they're like, no, we want Ja to be the offense. We want Ja to do everything. And I'm like, okay, you know, I trust you guys because you guys know more than me. But from the outside looking in, I'm just kind of, it looks odd to me. But also just, again, Ja's just not available. He just isn't available from night to night basis. He's just too injured. So you have to kind of form an offense that isn't centered around Ja Morant. Like if you're just going to run your team. So, there's that. I guess also people had issues with Taylor Jenkins when it came to Dillon Brooks because he would play Dillon Brooks like constantly, especially late game, and Dillon Brooks is gonna like shoot you out of games, and like Taylor Jenkins just was always playing him when they think he should have benched him. So I know like Dillon Brooks is no longer on the team, but I really don't know what to kind of think of it because Grizzlies fans were like, yeah, this is a great day. For me though, I'm just like, I personally think Taylor Jenkins is gonna go and get a pretty nice coaching job, and he's gonna get paid a lot of money because I mean at the Kings, for example, I think the Kings should go and hire that guy immediately. They won't do it because they would be paying 3 head coaches at the same time, but I think Taylor Jenkins is a damn good coach. So but again, I guess I don't watch the Grizzlies every day, so I don't really know what the whole talk is. So yeah, man, it's odd. It's definitely an odd overall thing. Would I like Taylor Jenkins on the Bulls? Like, you know, as much as I would like that, I unfortunately just think that if they get Taylor Jenkins, they're trying to win now, and like, you know, if the goal is to win now, I would probably like him. I personally still want the rebuild, so I would personally not like to go and get like that sort of coach. But if the Bulls are gonna go and try to win as many games as possible, then yeah, I would like Taylor Jenkins probably. But I'm gonna do some more research at the end of the day. Oh, it's just kind of LeBron for championships then. Yeah. Which Jimmy State 76ers out of Harris that contract year? Huge what if for all that team. Oh my god, yeah. That is one of the biggest what ifs for that 76ers team because that window is shutting quickly, and that's a big what if. During the ad Redick with that, even without its beast mode before Joel turned bad, yeah. Giannis, Jokic, both great stories, given where they started in the NBA and the heights that they hit. Steph even too. Oh yeah, I think all of them are incredible stories to look at. Yeah, I mean, I would love to see any of them. If any of those guys can make it out, I'm just like awesome. I think it just, I guess for the East, I just kind of have like this odd faith that Giannis can like will his team like out to a victory over like one of the better seeds. I don't know if Jokic, I really have that faith right now, and it's not because of his fault. It's just because the rest of the team right now is a little bit sketchy. Not saying the Bucks team is not sketchy. The Bucks team is very sketchy, but I mean, I just can't get that Westbrook sequence out of my mind that happened, and I'm like, bro, is the rest of his team just throwing? Because God, bro, I mean, Jokic put up a 60-point triple-double, and then Westbrook did that. Like, I mean, I would be pissed as a Denver Nuggets fan. So. Yeah. Nuggets making the finals really feels too hard for Jokic even. That would be Westbrook and former Jokic being the craziest thing we have seen. Which, honestly, I think Jokic is one of the craziest things we've already seen in history. I mean, I think Jokic, like, with him, if he's going to actually finish the season with a triple-double, which I think he will, like, I already think he's a top, like, 15 player of all time. Like, he's already kind of there. Maybe top 20, but, like, he's up there. He's up there for sure. So, but even with that, I don't know what I'm gonna get from Jamal Murray, and yeah, as much as I want to see Jokic in another finals, bro, it'd be tough. Once he's stuck in the Nuggets, oh my god, bro, if Levine was on the Nuggets right now, oh god, I would love that. Not just for Zach's sake, but just for the Denver Nuggets' sake. Like if you give Zach Levine open shots, he's making it like 60% of the time right now, or even higher. Or sorry, no, not even. It's like 70% of the time. So yeah, oh god, I would have loved that. Nuggets don't look that good without Jokic when he runs out of steam wearing down the Western teams that they face them. Oh, I mean, yeah. When Jokic's off the floor, they can't do anything. When Jokic is out there but running a lot, like, at the end of games, it's just different. Oh, my God. Why? What happened? Am I still live? Sorry, my YouTube tab just completely went out. That's crazy. I guess my regard we're sending that Williams trade. I mean, if there's actually something wrong with Mark Williams, then I don't think they're going to regret it. If there really wasn't anything wrong with what Mark Williams, then I think then absolutely they'll regret it. Yeah. Yeah, I did very last game patch with work. Gotcha. Yeah, I was always going to fade. Players that rely on that kind of athletic play don't last. Yeah, Simmons is another example. Giannis maybe is one of the best, but I mean, Giannis is a 7-footer with like the biggest wingspan ever, so like he's the exception. But yeah, I mean, if you're not a 7-footer that has a ginormous wingspan and can jump crazily, like I don't want you to play that way. Giannis is a 7-footer that can move like a guard and has this long strides and everything. So like he's fine. But he's adding his mid-range game. Like that's the thing with Giannis. It's like as much as like people like want to talk about he just runs to the basket, like he's added the mid-range game this year. Ja, as much as I love him, like he just isn't adding anything. He's still relying on his athleticism right now. So yeah, that's just yeah. Ja culture gains not there too, and JJJ's overrated for defense. He is good, but he looked better with Adams next to him at power forward. I don't see him as a center when they use him those minutes. Oh, I completely agree with that. Yeah, I mean he fouls way too. Trey J fouls way too much. But again though, like he was the all-star for Memphis this year. Like Jerry Jackson Jr. on offense has been really good this year, which is the reason why I'm not pissed off that the Grizzlies kind of like formed their offense around him. Like, you know, just get him kind of like doing everything. Like that makes a lot of sense to me. But yeah, I don't really have faith, unfortunately, moving forward for them. I think it's good, yeah, especially using good screeners. So fair point, he doesn't suit Bulls, he plays differently. Losing Billy would be a good start to me. I agree. Just get rid of Billy would be good. Giannis at least has Dame to kick to. Yeah, there's that for Giannis. So, but again, Dame is out. Like I just don't know. I think Dame is gonna be out for sure. So, like, at least for what I'm thinking, right? So I think Dame isn't gonna come back. But I mean, God, if he comes back after that whole blood clot situation, bro, I'd be shocked. But I mean, I guess we've seen crazier things. We've seen people come back from what I thought was egregious injuries pretty quickly. So I don't know. I mean, I would love to see Dame because, I mean, even though if Dame's not in his prime form anymore, Damian Lillard in the playoffs is still a big threat. But yeah, I mean, if I don't think he's gonna be there. But if Giannis can like beat the New York Knicks in the first round, I would love that. That'd just be awesome. I know can or won't happen, but I truly want MVP voting to be a tie this season with how historic both Jokic and SGA seasons have been in totally different ways. It would be awesome to see. It's not going to happen, like he said. Unfortunately, one will not get it. I just unfortunately think with Jokic, he missed like those 6 games. I think that kind of like took it out of like it just kind of was like the nail in the coffin for him. Unfortunately, that's not me saying that like he hasn't done MVP level caliber stuff. Like he's been incredible. I just think, unfortunately, just those lack of games might hurt him. But I mean, yeah, like the 60-point triple-double was insane. And it's like, yeah, I mean, maybe he should win it, but I think, unfortunately, SGA's just overall scoring this year is just gonna take it. So, he absolutely deserves it. Not saying he doesn't, but yeah. I'll be controversial and say Powell's a shorter window too. Zion was a great example of short term. Joel even lasts longer than I thought he would, but it's a shorter end career to last. I think Joel is also going to be okay just because he has the jump shot still. Like, I would actually agree with you right now with Banchero. If Banchero doesn't get a jump shot, then I would agree with you. Joel, as much as yeah, like the injuries definitely are concerning. But like if he's healthy and if he's like losing his athleticism, I think he's gonna be fine because he has that jump shot and like his mid-range game is just insane that it's almost like a layup for him. So again, he has to get healthy first and foremost, which is gonna be the biggest problem. So if you're talking about that, then yeah, I don't know if he'll ever get healthy again. But yeah, I do think that with Joel, he'll be fine if he gets healthy again. With Banchero, you might have a point if he doesn't get that jump shot, which I just don't know if he ever will. That might be something to look at. Zion was a great example of short term. Zion is still kind of kicking right now. Like, he's still fine. I just don't know how long it's going to last, like you said. So, yeah. No Dame right now, of course, but it's okay because Giannis forcing his way to Chicago soon anyway. Bro, I want... If Giannis would come here, that'd be awesome. Is it going to happen? Probably not. But God, bro, I mean, bro, I'm also dreaming just like you, AV Breeze, or all the Bulls fans, just like, please, Giannis, come here. Everyone wants a Simmons/Giannis build power forward that can pass. They want what Simmons felt he could be at a point. They try someone at that. They try Scotty Barnes at it as it. Try Powell as it. I mean, I think Banchero has been a little bit more heavy on the wings, like in terms of his kind of way he does like operates. But I will agree though that he's had to take more ball handling responsibility when Jalen Suggs went out. So it was kind of a necessity for the Magic. But Sohan was definitely an interesting experiment. I think that was just to make him better as a player and not as like, oh yeah, you're gonna be like running point for this team moving forward. But I mean, yeah, I don't think I need Sohan to be doing that sort of stuff, but I think it's gonna help him moving forward at the end of the day. I do agree that teams want like a wing that can handle the ball, like how I've been talking about with Buzelis. Like if Buzelis can handle the ball and create his own shot, like, oh my god. But I mean, as we see, it's hard. LeBron-esque or Magic Johnson-esque. Definitely more LeBron-esque, I think. Magic, I think, is a little bit different, but yeah, I would agree. Joel Embiid, his speed up and down the court is also so bad, even with jump shot. I agree, jump shot development is the extender for that kind of player. I mean, yeah, I already think Joel's like I've definitely seen Joel's speed up and down the floor has been very, very slow. Like it's been considerably slower. But I think if you're Philly, right, you're kind of building a team around Joel and his slowness. Like he's just so when he's healthy, he's just so dominant in the half court that like you can just play slow. Like that's fine. I think that's a completely fine thing, and his jump shot is really just going to help him still dominate in that area. But again, he has to get healthy. I don't know if he ever will. That I will agree. If you're considering like he will never be healthy again, I would agree with you. Like I don't know. Like I have major concerns, but yeah, I think that's gonna be. He'll be okay if he can get healthy again. Giannis can actually work with the current roster too. Oh, for sure. I would be concerned about him and Giddey, but with the lack of 3-point shooting between the two of them. But yeah, I mean, in essence, with the way that they play, run up and down the court, I think in this specific team, he probably, I don't know how he would react to this, but I would want him at center. Like, I know that he's been playing power forward for his entire career, or like power forward, right? But like there's always been like another big man in the starting lineup with him, but like he'll be the only big man on the floor sometimes. But I think with the Bulls, if he were to ever come to the Bulls, I want him at center, as like the only big man out there on the floor, and then everyone else is just perimeter and spread the floor and run. You know, spread the floor as much as possible for him. Make sure that there's no big man to clog up the paint. Because the problem is that if you're gonna go and find another big man for him, it has to be a Brook Lopez 2.0, and I just don't know if we can ever find another Brook Lopez 2.0. Like, where's that gonna be found? A big man that gets 100 blocks a season and also makes like 100 threes. Like, as much as it'd be great, but it's just like, where are we gonna find Brook Lopez? So yeah, I don't know where that's gonna be possible. What is he at? 130, yeah, 139 blocks this year, and he's made 132 threes. So yeah, I mean, good luck trying to find this, bro. But yeah, I would love to just run him at center and just have him just be, I guess, point center and just handle the basketball as much as possible and just run up and down the floor. But yeah. Booze has small for us some nice shot blocking potential. Oh, for sure. Yeah, I think that's a fantastic overall front court in terms of just defensive versatility. I think you could put many sort of lineups out there and have good rim protection, but also good perimeter protection or perimeter defense. I think that'd be a fantastic idea. Is it gonna happen? No, it's not gonna happen. I mean, the one hope is just like I said, like the one hope where there is a legit chance, and this is if AK does his things right, is in the 2020 sorry, not this one. Yeah, is it 2027? Yeah, so 2027, when Giannis inevitably declines his player option, this is the time. And if the Bulls don't spend all their cap space in the previous offseason, which is in 2026, which is, you know, the Kobe White up free agent year and IO free agent year. If they just don't spend all their cap space here, which they shouldn't, and they play things correctly, then they'll have plenty of money to go ahead and sign Giannis in 2027. That's the only hope, right? You need to, one, be good, but you'd have the money, and you wouldn't have to trade for him. Is that going to go and happen? I don't think so. I think Giannis is going to be like, well, first and foremost, I can get paid most from Milwaukee. And maybe Milwaukee at that point is going to, you know, they'll have the next iteration of the squad. But why would he come to Chicago? I know he's talked about it before, but I mean, why would you come here? But I mean, we can dream. If by some freak chance they got Giannis for the Bulls, who would be the single non-star piece that is realistic you try to get to round the team? God, if we're talking about just like this currently constructed team, right? If we're talking about the 15 players on this current roster that we have right now, and we just add Giannis to it, who do we need to go and get? I think we still need to go and get a sort of like some sort of more, I don't want to say on ball type of player, but you definitely need a guy that is more three-point shooting oriented, that is a good defender in the starting lineup, but is also a really good three-point shooter. So I don't know, someone like Kelly Oubre, I guess, would be, that's like always the first guy I kind of go to. What's his numbers this year? Yeah, never mind. Forget the 3-point shot with Kelly Oubre. Let's see. I mean, it would probably be Cam Johnson, right? I think that would kind of be the guy you need to go and get. It would be go and get Cam Johnson to kind of help round out the squad. I think that's pretty realistic. I know that he's making more money, but I think it would be Cam Johnson. If I had to pick one guy, it would probably be a Cam Johnson that I think is realistic that you can go and trade for, and would help completely round out the team with his 3-point shooting. His defense, I think, is okay. I'm not saying it's fantastic by any means, but I think it's okay. He brings some size, and he'll really round out the squad. So I think it would be Cam Johnson at the end of the day. Not saying he's easy to trade for either, but I think he is realistic. Like, he's a realistic option to go ahead and trade for. He's not getting paid too much at the end of the day, so yeah, I think it would be him. That's obviously assuming if you got Giannis for free, right? If you have to trade all your assets to get Giannis, you're not be able to trade for Cam Johnson. But if you get Giannis for free, then I think you can get Cam Johnson to help round out the squad. Good amount of size, versatility, not too expensive. Yeah, I think like you need a starter caliber type of player that is going to be launching threes at a high volume, which he shoots 7 threes a game, and he makes it a high clip. You know, career 39% 3-point shooter. Like that's what we need. Because you need to surround Giannis with as many shooters as possible, but you also need to keep your versatility in other areas of the floor. Giannis is just gonna create so many open looks for him, so I think it would be a good idea. We can say we drop Vooch for Giannis somehow. Yeah, that would. Yeah, we would drop Vooch for Giannis in some fantasy world where we were able to pull that one off, and then we trade like a first-round pick and ideally Patrick Williams, which I don't think that would ever happen, but Patrick Williams and I don't know, Dalen Terry and a first-round pick and something else, maybe a couple seconds, and you get Cam Johnson. It would probably cost more than that, honestly, because he's on a 3-year contract. But if we could trade Vooch, get rid of Vooch for Giannis, and get rid of Patrick Williams for Cam Johnson, then oh my god, we have a contender. If you knew the Portland would convey, if you knew the Portland pick would convey a 2027 guarantee, would you keep it or trade before then? I'd keep it personally. If I knew it's going to guarantee, I'm keeping it. I think no matter what, it's a good thing to have in 2027. Especially if you're going to be going out and spending money in 2026 and 2027, you need to get guys on cheap contracts for under team control for 4 years, I think having that pick is very important. And you'll have 2 picks if you don't trade that first round pick. Who would you pick, Charles? If we got Giannis, who are you rounding out the team with? Assuming it's not a superstar, right? It's like, if it's a superstar, then I mean we're choosing like Steph Curry, right? But I mean, yeah, who would be the guy? Oh, I placed my phone somewhere. I'm like, bro. Staying out the great Cam Johnson's a great pick. Gotcha. All right. Really quickly, because I did promise this, we're gonna go ahead and I want to show you a few things that I took note of in the game that I think is important to look at. So we're gonna quickly do this so I don't hopefully get copyright striked from the NBA. But we'll start with the bad, because we need to start with the bad, unfortunately. And unfortunately, it does involve Patrick Williams. And I know it sucks that I have to do this, but like I'm just at this point I'm done with P. Will, and I'm going to show you why. But crap. Sorry, hold on. Now I can't find it. So hold on. I need a timestamp. Oh wow, okay. Yeah. I was basically at it, I just didn't wait long enough. Oh, what? Hold on. Second quarter? No, this is first quarter. Oh, I'm looking at, oh, duh, Duncan. Okay. Alright, so I know that some of you saw my tweets earlier, and this was in the middle of the game, and I was losing my mind. When Pat made this turnover, I lost my mind, because I'm just like, bro, I just can't with you. I can't see this from you moving forward. This is unacceptable from him. And so I'll show you the play here. This is off a rebound from the for the Bulls. Blazers missed a shot. Pat, he gets like his screen navigation wasn't great here. I'm not really too concerned about it. Like it's just not great in general. But like bad miss. All right. So bad miss. Pat gets the rebound. We're off and running. Right, so I watch this and I'm just like, well, Kobe's here. Like, you could have just given it to Kobe here, but you decided not to instead, which is okay, whatever. You then decide to run in the middle of the floor, and automatically, at least when I was watching this, I'm just like, I see that there's one player behind you, so in my head I'm always thinking, oh, someone's open. Like, that's the way that, like, when I watch a fast break opportunity, I'm always like counting guys. I'm like, okay, if there's one player behind the ball, the defense, at least there's one player on defense behind the ball, then you should have a very, 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 very good opportunity to score, because it's a man advantage fast break. Even if it's like a 5v4, it's still a man advantage, right? And so to see this here, where Pat decides to do this, where boom, Dalen Terry's wide open, Zach Collins is also probably wide open right here. And if you can't find either of those guys, then you can at least find THT, okay? Like, I don't care how it's done, but you need to see this. Like, there's guys wide open right here, and you just didn't see it. He decides to drive with his left hand, which we've always talked about his dribbling ability, but especially with the left, it's just terrible. Poked. Like, this is not even like that great of a play. It's just oh, we're just gonna go ahead and just poke at the ball. and loses it off to the races for the Blazers now, and 2 points easily. That play is just the epitome right now of Patrick Williams, and it bothers the crap out of me. This right here is just is why I get annoyed by Pat. I'm annoyed to the point now where I'm like, I can't watch you dribble. You doing that right there is unacceptable. I cannot have you dribbling the basketball when you missed a wide open Dalen Terry in the corner, a wide open Zach Collins in the middle of the paint, and then if you can't find those guys, then at least you got past the THT in that spot. But instead you decided to drive it because you think you have an advantage, and you drove with your left and you lost it. It's unacceptable. It's just straight up unacceptable from Pat. It's the reason why I'm upset with him. And I said it. I honestly think that there needs to be a no dribble rule for Pat. If he ever dribbles unnecessarily, I think he needs to buy the team dinner, because he needs to just stop dribbling and stop thinking that he's good with the basketball in his hands. He needs to just find ways to be effective without the basketball. Like that might actually just like be like a major challenge for him, but that should be a challenge he should go out and try to like actually take on, and like be like, okay, how can I be better as a player where I go out there and I try to be an effective player without the basketball in my hands, and just never think about dribbling. Just think, how can I go and score right now without dribbling? I just think that'd be a good idea. But here is another example of it, and I hate to bring this up as well, but this is on a fast break, or a sort of fast break opportunity where Kobe pushed the ball. Pat is doing the right thing here. He cuts to the basket, so I appreciate this. But right here, which maybe it wasn't that clean of a pass, or you just didn't catch it properly. I don't really know what it was. But right here, I'm thinking, like, there's no shot blocker right now. Just go up. Just go. And Pat decides, even though he's running full sprint to the basket right now, and catches a pass in the middle of his stride, that he's going to take a dribble when it was completely unnecessary, and the Blazers were just basically willing just to give up a layup, and he dribbled it off his foot, and he almost turned it over. Like, this is why I'm saying, Pat, never dribble. Just never dribble the basketball. Don't take a dribble. Never even think about it. Just go up with the basketball. You decide to dribble it, and you lost it. Or I guess he didn't even dribble off his foot. He just lost the basketball. Like, that's insane to me. And I'm just like, I don't dribble. Just honestly do the no dribble challenge. Get off the floor without thinking about dribbling the basketball. I don't care what it's going to take, but never dribble the basketball. But that's why I'm so annoyed with Pat. That's unacceptable in year 5. You just got paid $18 million a year. Unacceptable level of play from Patrick Williams. Now, the thing I want to show you that's a positive thing before we do end the stream here is Matas Buzelis and his overall impact on both ends of the floor, and how much I think that in the future we're going to be seeing a lot of plays like this. That I think not only is going to be showing up in the box score, but it's going to be just showing up in general within the game, which is like, wow, that was a truly impressive sequence by Matas Buzelis on both ends of the floor. Okay, so let's watch this. Sorry. All right, go back. Okay, so Buzelis is going to be sticking on to Shaedon Sharpe. So he's guarding a wing, right? A guard that's pretty athletic. He's able to completely change the shot at the basket. So he forced Shaedon Sharpe into a pretty overall rough finish at the rim. He changed the shot at the basket. He then throws it back out to Kobe. Kobe pushes in transition, which is good by Kobe, right? But then you see Kobe sees that, oh, he drew 3 people in the paint. He then goes and finds the trailing Matas Buzelis, and Buzelis steps into the shot confidently and knocks down the 3 ball. Like, we want to talk about a guy on both ends of the floor, right, that can go out and guard multiple positions on the defensive end and force a guy with pretty good athleticism to change his shot at the basket and miss, and then come down the other end of the floor and be a good open 3-point shooter. Like, this is you want to talk about efficiency, you want to talk about effectiveness and impact. That's it right there, right? That's the sort of thing we need from Buzelis moving forward. So to see him take that shot confidently, because if that was Patrick Williams, I know he isn't taking that shot. Like, that's awesome. The fact that we saw Buzelis go out there and completely affect the shot at the basket, that's not a block, but it affected the shot, and then he comes down and hits a 3-point shot in transition. Awesome. This is what we need to see from Buzelis moving forward, and if he continues to do this, bro, oh my god, like, I'm looking forward to his future so much, because that's going to be awesome just to witness on a nightly basis. So I'm really excited for his future. This is like, I swear to god, Buzelis has been a godsend, because with the way the Pats played this season and everything else with, you know, disappointments when it comes to Pat, I'm just like, god, the forward position looks so bleak moving forward. Buzelis has been a godsend for us, and to know that he's here and doing stuff like this from what we've seen in just his rookie season, where we know that he's probably gonna get better, like, it's a really good sign. So I'm really excited just to keep watching Buzelis and his growth as we move forward here. Let's see. Sorry, yeah. Carter Jones comes to mind, but not enough from 3. Realistic is Trey Murphy, but I would take in that faster. Trey Murphy actually might be like a star for what we've seen. Actually, I'll go bomb and say Ben Simmons. Lean hard into no spacing with pace and versatile D. Ben can play with Giannis when Giannis is all super easy to get. I don't know about that, but I don't know if I would choose Ben Simmons personally, but I understand what you're saying. 380 would be ideal, like Isaiah Joe type even. Oh, Isaiah Joe is a good call, honestly, yeah. Buzelis confirmed going to Eurobasket, by the way. I think JV will be there too, but Sabonis is skipping it. Gotcha, I appreciate that, AV Breeze. So yeah, we did talk about this last stream as well, that Lithuania is in the Eurobasket, and Buzelis will be playing with Lithuania, and we weren't, like, we thought he was going to play, but we weren't confirmed or anything like that, but looks like he is going to go ahead and play, so which is awesome. So here we go. This is going to be Buzelis is going to be officially playing for Lithuania. So if you're wondering about Eurobasket, so first game is played on the 27th of August, so it's basically a month before training camp hits. And I think it goes through kind of middle of September, this tournament, and then obviously training camp's in the end of September. So it's kind of perfect time, I think, honestly. So Buzelis gonna have a lot of time, assuming he doesn't play in Summer League, which he shouldn't. He's gonna have a lot of time from the end of the season, which should be in April, until, you know, late August, where he's gonna have time to work on his game individually, and then he's gonna go out and play in Eurobasket for Lithuania, and then this is the group. So Germany's a very good team, obviously. Montenegro is probably pretty good. We'll see about the others. Like, I don't think Lauri's going to be playing for Finland, but I'll be interested to see. But either way, though, I just think that him going out there and playing is a good thing. I think he might be able to pick up some tips. I think he, you know, plays some veteran guys and pick up some tips from that. But just in general, being against this competition, getting the minutes ideally for against this sort of level of competition, I think is great. I understand people like wanted to see him in the Summer League because we're able to watch it. While Summer League is not that bad of an option, I just think that the overall play in Summer League is just very, it's unorganized. It's just kind of pick up basketball in a sense. There is some organization to it, but it's just it's a little bit unorganized, right? With him being on this team, assuming that they're gonna go and practice and stuff, like there's going to be some structure to the team. So I would much rather go play in Euro basketball and play against, you know, better competition, guys that are, you know, some NBA caliber players, some obviously aren't, but I think it's a good overall decision for him. So I'm really excited for this. I don't know how much we'll be able to see of this, unfortunately, but I think it'd be a really good decision for him to go out and do it. So it seems like he's going to be out there. So I'm really excited for him to go and play for this, and then obviously come into training camp probably in the best condition of anybody, because he's going to be playing in, you know, basketball level competition for a month beforehand. So looking forward to it. So that's group stage. Just starts the 27th of August for that group. It goes until September 24th. The bracket is down here. So bracket's down here. As you can see here are the dates for the bracket. Or actually goes to the 14th, it looks like. Or, I don't know, actually. Where's the final? Yeah, the 14th. Okay, yeah. So, this is the bracket and everything. So, yeah, it's going to be a fun overall stuff to look at. Hopefully, he'll have a good time there. Field boost to me is more like a small forward at this rate, even with the shot blocking, unless he bulks more, but easily could see him sliding both ways. I guess the way I still look at Buzelis is that just like, I still think he's just a 4 because of his overall shot blocking, and because I do think that he still does get beat on the perimeter from like the smaller, like the quicker guys in the perimeter. Like, he gets first step beat. He's able to recover, obviously, but he does get beat in that. So as soon as I still have him at the 4, that could change. I'm not saying it's like kind of solidified there, but I do personally think he's still probably there at the 4. That does not mean that he's not going to get down ball opportunities. I think he's still there. Like he'll still get the on-ball opportunities if he develops into that. But I think personally he's at the 4. I think that's still probably the best spot for him for now. But well, again, we'll see. Von Ayers in the same group as Lithuania if Vooch plays. Yeah, it'll be funny to see if Vooch plays. I don't think he's going to, but yeah. Could be good for Boo's growth in different styles. Yeah, I completely agree. I think it's a good thing. I just think it's better than playing in Summer League. And not, playing pickup is obviously would be cool for him, but like I want him to kind of focus on his just individual game first this offseason and then go play in like structured basketball. So it'd be good. For passing, that would be useful for him if he handles the ball more. Oh yeah. What's going on, Tyler? Who's the Sabonis to be trippy? That would be very trippy. I don't think Sabonis is going to play due to his injuries, but it'll be trippy. His pretty much the entire game. Was there anything worth seeing that I missed? Well, Buzelis, I think, had a pretty solid game. It was only 12 points and 10 rebounds. So I think that's something kind of, if you want to go look at the highlights, I think it's pretty good to look at. Giddey had a triple-double, but he shot 4-13 from the field, but he had 19 rebounds. So take that with whatever you want. Kobe continued his good overall play. 9-16 from the field. He got to 30 points. So Tyler, yet again, your Kobe for the win, idea is, or narrative is going great for you. So good job there. Vooch had a really nice game for him. But like how Charles just said, it was a messy game. I think the Bulls, like, there's some good overall stuff in the box score, but the Bulls, I honestly think, kind of tripped their way into the win tonight. They had 17 turnovers tonight. There was some bad missed shots, some bad overall decisions. The Blazers just were coming off the second game of back-to-back, and they were missing a lot of shots. And so I do think the Bulls just kind of tripped their way into a victory. But yeah, I mean, if you just kind of look at this, like, the Blazers took 115 shots, the Bulls took 87. Like, you should just lose this game. But, the rebounding, the Bulls had the advantage because the Blazers missed every shot in the world. Their free throws were obviously huge, but you still had 17 turnovers tonight, which was awful. And, the Hoarders weren't exactly great in terms of overall scoring, except for that third. So, yeah. Our Dalen and Julian. Dalen was pretty non-existent for his 14 minutes. Julian got 5 minutes and basically put up a Tony Snell stat line. He got 1 assist, though. So pretty much nothing to really talk about from those two, unfortunately. Dalen had 4 rebounds, though, so I'll give him that, and a steal on the block. Honestly, I guess I didn't realize Dalen's impact a little bit more. Like, he had some nice overall defensive possessions tonight, so I'll give Dalen that. But nothing else to really say. Yeah, THT was the best player off the bench yet again. So, I mean, shout out to him. He's performing, right? Gotta give that to him. Okay. My page messed up again, so I think that is officially my time to, like, hey, you need to end stream. It is also late, and I do work tomorrow. So I do have to go ahead and hit the end stream button here soon. I just want to say thank you guys so much for checking out on the stream tonight. I sincerely do appreciate it. If you've not already hit the like button on the stream, helps me out a lot. Thank you, Charles, for that donation earlier about my audio. So the Bulls go ahead and play on Sunday at noon. The noon game. We're in Charlotte, so we'll see how this one goes. We should win this one. Just go ahead and say that I will not be streaming after this one. It's a Sunday in the middle of the day. Unfortunately, I'm not able to stream this one, so there will not be post game for this game here. But after that, though, plan on having post game from here on out. So we play Cleveland, Miami, Washington, Philly. Post game is going to be after every single game, from the Cleveland game and then on, and then at least for the first playing game, I'll be doing the post game then. So yeah, so I do apologize about missing Sunday, but it's the middle of the day, so I'm not able to stream for that one, but I will be back for that Cleveland game, so that'll be on Tuesday. Yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. Bulls got the win. I won't talk about what that does to tank standings again, because I was not exactly thrilled about the win tonight. I'll just say that for sure. They kind of tripped their way into the victory anyway, so not thrilled about it. But yeah, we'll see how the Bulls do on Sunday. All right, y'all. Thank you guys so much. I'll see y'all on, I think, Tuesday next. All right, peace out, y'all. Bye. Thank you. Have a good night.